Located in Southern Africa with a population of 33 million and a GDP worth over 100 billion US dollars, Angola is repositioning itself and on its quest to become the best country for foreign investment with an improved business environment. Now tonight, we are discussing investment opportunities in Angola for both the Namibian government and individual business people who wish to penetrate the Angolan markets in various sectors. Well, joining me to discuss this potential lucrative opportunity is the Head of Department for Private Investment, Promotion and Attraction in Angola, Bruno Batista. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me here today to speak about Angola and the business opportunities of Angola.
Awesome. Now, you did a presentation focusing on investment opportunities in Angola. Now, I did scan a little bit through it, pretty much, outlining the untapped potential. We're talking about mining, oil, and the agriculture sector. But just give us some insight in some of these investment opportunities as per the presentation.
Okay, well, just before going to that, I would like to mention that the Angolan government over the few years has been done some reforms in order to improve the business environment in Angola, especially at the economy. The idea is to have a more friendly business environment in Angola, and the reforms have to do with stabilizing the macroeconomic stability in Angola. So in terms of business opportunities, Angola has great potential in agriculture. We have 35 million of arable land, of which only 14% is under cultivation. We have big opportunities in the fishing sector. We also have opportunities in the tourism sector. Actually, we have a lot to learn with Namibia because Namibia has great experience in the tourism. And from our side, we have great potential, but we still need to learn a lot more with those who are in the industry, in the industry in more time.
Before we delve deeper in some of these mentioned investment opportunities, perhaps you can just give us a clear understanding of Angola's economy, the current status of the economy.
Well, the Angolan economy is still highly reliable on oil. Well, unfortunately, but the government also on the reforms that has been doing in Angola is having some programs, like we have a program called Prodesi, which is a program to diversify the economy and substitute the imports of some products that we can produce locally. A few years, from 2016 to 2020, the country went through a recession, but it went up a little bit in 2001, and in 2002, the country recorded positive growth. That was mainly because of the oil prices were high at the time, and the country recorded very positive outcomes.
I mean, Angola is a significant producer of ripe diamonds, like you mentioned. In terms of agriculture, is also #1 producer for bananas. Correct me if I'm wrong, but these are all major, significant for Angola's major sectors. Are there any cooperation in these areas between Namibia and Angola, and perhaps what are some of the other opportunities or industries that you could identify for Namibia and Angola to cooperate in terms of business?
Well, in terms of business, I've mentioned the tourism sector, I think, because we share a border of around 1,000 kilometers, and in that border there is great potential to explore the tourism sector. So I think there's a lot of room for cooperation for both countries to explore the tourism sector. We have the Okavango area, which presents great potential for both countries. I know that Namibian side of the Okavango has been explored, but the Angolan side still has a lot to be explored. So I think cooperation in the tourism sector could present a great potential for both countries.
And I'm sure the AFCFTA could be another agreement that could pave way for to just open up these discussions and perhaps implement some of these cooperations that you have in mind, really. But in terms of the African Continental Free Trade Area, how ready is Angola to explore and to benefit from this agreement?
Angolan businessmen, I think they are ready for Angola to integrate into this cooperation, because we have some companies that make business or export to more competitive economies. And I think by the time Angola joins this agreement, the local business community will be ready to deal with new competition, even though they must be aware that they have to invest in new technologies, they have to invest in innovation, because they will face new competitions, but I believe they will be ready for it.
In your presentation, I hope I get this name correct, Lupo Corridor, that's it, yeah, I mean, to ease way for exports for other countries as well. Just expand on that, not only Namibia, I mean other nations as well.
Yes, well, the Lupo Corridor is a very important project for not only Angola, but also for the region. Because it is a corridor that extends from the port of Lubito, which is in the western side of Angola, and goes all the way to the eastern side of Angola at the Luau port, and it provides support to the Katanga region in the DRC, which is an area with there's a lot of exploration of minerals, and also provide support to an area in Zambia where there is a lot of production of copper, which is also a very important minerals. So it is not only important for these resources, but also for Angola, because companies that are investing around that corridor may also use that corridor to export their products into the world.
I mean, all the nations experience barriers, that could discourage foreign, companies to penetrate in various markets. What are some of those challenges that Angola is facing that could hinder foreign partnerships?
Can you please repeat the question?
In business markets in different countries, we do experience some challenges in terms of even legal frameworks and so forth. What are some of those barriers that could perhaps hinder foreign partnerships or nations to do business, or perhaps hinder Angola and Namibia perhaps to do business, as an example?
Well, some barriers maybe it may be linguistic barriers. Other barriers can be different laws, from different countries. And other barriers might be the protection of local production. So yeah, these are some of the barriers. Yeah.
And after, let me say, I've decided and I have an idea that I want to come up with, a business idea that I want to do, or some sort of investment. What are some of the aspects one needs to consider in terms of legal frameworks, in investment frameworks in Angola?
Well, it is important to note, firstly, that as a foreigner to invest in Angola, you are not obliged to have a local partner. You may invest by yourself. In the past, also, there used to be a minimum amount required in order for you to be considered as an investor, but that requirement is no longer in place. It is important to take into consideration that by investing in Angola and through IPEX, which is the agency responsible to promote and attract private investment, investors have access to a wide range of benefits like tax incentives, which is the reduction of some benefits. They have also, IPEX also provide access, through the whole process of identifying a business opportunity, incorporating a company, registering a project, and also aftercare services that can be provided to IPEX. Also, in terms of legal requirements, investors, when they have their projects registered through IPEX, after they implement the projects, they have the right to repatriate the dividends. In the past, there used to be firstly an authorization from the central bank before investors had to repatriate the dividends, but that also is no longer in place, and it's also part of the measures that the government has put in place in order to ease the business environment.
And clearly this will make it much more easier for smooth business. As per the duties of IPEX, really, and I'm sure you're aware of the issue of the Namibian investors, small or even big businesses complaining of ill treatment at the Angolan borders. What are some of those new measures that Angola has put in place, to remedy this situation?
Well, I think when investors or business people are faced with this type of situations, they have to report, because this might be very rare cases, this might be isolated cases, because in general, Angolan people are very friendly, and by the historical relationship that are between both countries, there are no need for us to mistreat, each other. So I think these issues might be very isolated cases.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Batista, that you'd like to add in regards to our conversation and perhaps your presentation that you haven't really explored?
No, I just want to say that, well, the country is open for business, nowadays, it's very easy to do business in Angola. The administrative processes are very quick. For you to incorporate a company, it only takes 1 or 2 days if you have all the documentations. For you to register a project also, it only takes 3 to 4 days. Everything that an investor might need in order to implement the projects, IPEX provides support through the whole process. So when it comes to investing in Angola, the institution or the public institution that they have to contact for market information, any kind of information, is IPEX. IPEX was specifically created for this purpose.
All right. Batista, thank you so much for joining us tonight and coming out here at this hour.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay.